My name is Tiffany Stano, and I am a 5th grade teacher at Dickinson West Elementary. I was just going to share with you at Hamtramck all of the wonderful resources available on FlipGrid. A little bit about my background is I have my master's in educational technology, and I came across this from some colleagues in some different districts as we were talking about ways to empower our students and to really get into that discussion aspect and allowing students to have a voice. I like this program because it ties in our students' natural knack and interest in using technology in a way that really helps us as educators. So before I get too far into this, I just wanted to point something out to you. This is the ISTE Standards for Students. This is the International Society for Technology and Education, and their standards help guide the way teachers teach using technology and the way students learn using technology. So within these standards, there is the standards for students for empowered learners, digital citizen, knowledge constructor, innovative designer, computational thinker, creative communicator, and global collaborator. And what I like about FlipGrid is you're definitely getting all of these standards, specifically the creative communicator and global collaborator. So on your leisure, check those out, especially if you're looking at how to incorporate technology in your class. So FlipGrid is the website, is just flipgrid.com. You'll want to start with educator sign up. This will link with your Google account, so if you click right here, if you already have, I've had this with several different accounts, but I'm going to click on my Hamtramck. And this will sign you in and sign you up. You, of course, will have to put in a little bit more information. Mine's already signed up here. So within FlipGrid, you have grids, and grids essentially are your way of thinking about your different classrooms. So right here, I created one when we were talking about doing Bulldog bedtime stories. This was something I was able to share with my principal and collaborate with her on it, and show some student read-alouds. So I have those all right here. All my different students came up with their read aloud and shared what they were reading and doing in class. And as you see, when you look through here, they can also cover up their faces with different emojis. So it does give us that aspect of privacy. So that was just one little classroom I had done. You can add as many grids as you want to. I have it currently set up with my home-based classroom and then also my collaborative 5th grade classroom. So looking at the Miss Stano 5th grade superstars, there's a flip code. This is what students use to get into your classroom. And then you can also manage your co-pilots. So if I click right here, I added Miss Danforth, I added Miss Steves to this grid so that they can see what the students are doing, and then they can also give feedback. So there's multiple topics, and one of the ones I did in the very, very beginning, I'm going to scroll all the way down, was just a simple, what are you thankful for? So there's a code for this specific grid that I can share, and then there's a guest code too that I can share with parents so that they can add a video if they'd like to. So this is your first FlipGrid. It just tells what you're thankful for. It might be your family, your friends, special opportunity, or a pet. You have 30 seconds to tell me what you're thankful for. And one of the cool things about this also is if we click right here, there's an immersive reader. So when I push play,
let's try our first FlipGrid. Tell me what you are thankful for. It might be your family, your friends, a special opportunity, or a pet. You have 30 seconds to tell me what you are thankful for.
So this just allows us to adapt to our students' needs and let them hear this read aloud, because for some students that's incredibly helpful. So as we scroll through here, you'll see all my students. When they log in, they're able to share what they're thankful for and make a little video. So here's my Nora.
Hi, my name is Nora, and I am thankful for my food, my drinks, my shelter, my friends, my family, and my education, and all the teachers that support me.
So Nora right there just did her basic face. As you can hear, if you do it in a classroom, there's obviously some background noise, so I just would put students in a quieter corner of my classroom. But at home, they also have the same opportunity to be quiet or have that background feedback. So you can provide video feedback only for that student to see, and it's just a short little video clip for them. You can create a rubric and grade this, and then you can either copy the link or email it back to them if you want to give them feedback. So another one of my students, Zaria here, she preferred her face not be shown.
Hi, I'm Zahar, and I'm thankful for my family and everything that my education and everything, and I'm thankful for my friends and everybody that I love and that support me.
So there we go with that. Some of the kids keep the filters on their face through the entire video, and they can do that just to protect their privacy. So if we go over here, I can show you some examples of things I did. One of the things I did with my students for social emotional learning was provided a daily joke, and then some of my students did as well. So this is one of my first ones.
Hey guys, it's Miss Stano. I'm going to try to jump on every day and tell you a goofy joke. Today's joke is, what did the big flower say to the little flower? Give up? Hi, bud. Tell me your best jokes. I look forward to hearing from them. Bye.
So within the same thread, one of my students, Taiba, shared her joke.
Hi! Today I'm gonna share a joke with everyone. A little boy asks a bicycle owner a question. He asks, why can't a bicycle stand on its own? The owner said that because it's so tired.
So there Taiba shared her joke, and then I was able to provide her with some video feedback.
That one was great, Taiba. I loved it because he was tired. Keep him coming. Talk to you soon. Bye.
So you can add like little stickers and things like that into your videos as well. So how do you go about doing this, and what is the setup process? Well, once you have gotten into your account, you can add your co-pilot, so that would be any of your co-teachers. You can also change the name of your grid, change the name of your flip code, and then update your student list. The way I did it was I put in their 700 numbers because that was easily recognizable for the students, or you can also print the QR codes. Once that's in there, when the students decide that they want to add anything to FlipGrid or they've been invited to use this within the Google Classroom, they just use the 700 number to log in. So let me show you what that would look like for a student. I'm going to take Ganette's because she's not with us. And let's see. I gotta save that since I just Googled that. All right. So if for some reason I were to share Spirit Week with my students, I would share the link right here, copy that, put it in my Google Classroom, or if I was using Microsoft Teams or Remind or whatever the platform is I would use, I copy that right here. And then students are greeted with this FlipGrid. So going back to my student 700 number, I'm just going to copy that and enter that in right here. I don't want to save that. So then I can see what this from a student's view. So when we were working on Spirit Week, that first week of our COVID experience, I wanted them just to share what they were dressing up as or doing each week because we spent some time talking about that. And then my students can see what other students did, what I did, and then they can share with one another. So my students could decide to look at this.
Hey, it's Miss Stano here. I'm in my Maleficent costume, as you see right here, unfortunately.
And then some students shared theirs.
Hi, I'm Wimpy Kid. Today's costume is so I like to wear a Wimpy Kid because it's so simple and easy to do.
and then they could do their response. So once we get on this point, if they don't want to show their face, they can just go into incognito mode. They can decide that they want to add text. Oops. They can decide that they want stickers. Some of them like to decorate things. They can do drawings. They can add a whiteboard on there. They can add photo stickers. Whatever they want. There's really a lot of opportunity for them to share what they're interested in. So then they push record, and then they say whatever they need to say. So you can limit the amount of time on the video, and then that can definitely eliminate students from spending too much time talking about it. Then when they're done, they pause it. They might want to add a little more, so they can add a little more. There's a little bit more recording, and then push next. And then they say whatever they need to say. So you can limit the amount of time on the video, and then that can definitely eliminate students from spending too much time talking about it. Then when they're done, they pause. Okay, then they can take a selfie. So if they're already in this incognito mode, they can keep it this way. I know some of our students have privacy concerns, so I like to allow them this opportunity just so that they're not sharing their face if they don't choose to. They can add their emojis. They can make it big. And my students in 5th grade definitely like this. If they choose not to do that, they're just doing that selfie. So then they can change their name. They can make a title. Testing for teacher training. And then submit the video. So I allow my students, if they'd like to download their video or download their selfie. Sometimes they want to save it. You don't have to do that. There's ways around that. Then that's completed. And it should be in here, except what I did is I locked it out for them. So when I go here, back to my teacher account, I can see that Gannett had posted. And then they say whatever they need to say. So then there's her video. I can, if I don't happen to like her response, don't want the students to see it, I can hide it, delete it, whatever I need to do. If I want to hide it, just go right there. And then that way the other students don't see it if there's something that is a problem. So when you make your grids, there's an opportunity, like I said before, to add topic guests. So then you just give this guest code to a guest reader if you wanted to, or students' parents, maybe building leadership. I've seen teachers use this as an opportunity to check for reading fluency. So you just make a fluency grid and tell the students to read aloud a passage. That way you have video evidence to show parents. If you are done with the topic, you can hide it. You can add it to the Disco library, and there's multiple functions there. Some of the other features within this is a mixtape area where you can showcase student videos, make a little playlist of some of the best ones. There's Grid Pals where you can connect with other educators around the world. There's lots of different teachers doing different subject areas. You can make those connections right there. And then also go to the Disco library. One of the things I like best about this is that it's foolproof. It has some resources that others have created that you don't necessarily have to reinvent the wheel. So you see that they're not just random places, random accounts or anything like that. BBC, there's some valid resources from reputable places. So for example, if I wanted to do coding with my students, There's multiple links that you could choose from. So for example, cybersecurity challenges or keeping it private. We're talking about cybersecurity and digital citizenship. You could click on that one. And it shows what code.org has created as a FlipGrid. It shows that this has been used 50 times, the subject area, and the total amount of time students have spent working with this particular topic. So I can just add it to my grid, add the topic, and here it is. So if I didn't like the topic keeping it private, I could add something behind it like digital citizenship. Oops, I ran out of spaces. So you can add whatever you'd like there. You can change your recording time from as little as 15 seconds to as long as 10 minutes. I recommend the 1 to 3 minute interval just because sometimes the kids can get a little lengthy. But if you have something like them reading a lot of story, you're going to have to make it in the 5 to 10. So the question and the prompt are here. The internet has become a great place to share our lives with friends, family, and even strangers, but choosing what is safe to post online can be tricky. What are the trade-offs between allowing information to be public or keeping information private and secure? So that's the question students are going to answer. If you have resources or topics you want to add to help the students best answer, you can put them there. If there's links you want to use, you can add those there. And then you can choose moderation. What I like to do with this is I like to put it on moderation because then the videos are hidden from students until I activate them. A lot of times when I've done this in class, they're so interested in reading what everybody else has done and seeing what everyone else has done that they sit there and watch everyone else's videos instead of uploading their own. So I'll usually the next day make it available. And then you can make it active, hidden, or frozen. Choose when you want to launch it and when it wants to end. And then students can also reply via video to other students, which is a great engagement point at this point in our school year. Just some editing and other things that they're able to do, and feedback. So then I update my topic, and here it is. So in my page of Miss Dano's 5th grade superstars, I take this topic, share it to my Google Classroom, and it will be ready to go. Let's say I don't want to use the Disco library and I just want to make my own topic. Same process. Favorite book, and then you can type out what is your favorite book. And then put in the recording time. You can add a focus. So if you want to find a GIF or something, you can add that right there. And select. Create the topic. This is the code I would copy to my Google Classroom. I like to copy and then also push share to Google Classroom. Then you're all set. It's right here, and then the students can record a response. You as an educator also can record a response. So when you look at your specific prompt, click right here to record a response, and then you can put your response there as well for students to see. So I'm just going to show you also how to share my topic. Google Classroom. I can choose my class. Choose my action, so I can create an assignment, ask a question, make an announcement, create the material. I'm just going to do it as create an assignment and go. I type in my title. I like to put respond on FlipGrid with your favorite book. Remember your login is your 700 number. I can decide which class it's going in again. I can assign it to all students or just certain ones. I can create a point value for that, a due date, and put it under a topic. So I just have a little topic there of FlipGrid, so anything for FlipGrid goes in there. Assigning, and then it's posted in my classroom. So I hope you'll join me in empowering student voice through FlipGrid. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm definitely interested in sharing the wealth of experience with this. My students love, love, love it. They're always asking if we can do more, and really if they could do it for every subject every day, they definitely would. This is a great way of engaging students during the time that we were apart. So far, some of the students actively made sure that they were engaging with this, and it just allowed us to have that little bit of face-to-face time without necessarily worrying about a Google Hangout having the exact time that works for students, and they can do it on their own time, and I can also give them some feedback. So, Disco Library has some great resources. You can also make your own. I encourage you to check it out, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to email me, tstano@hamtramckschools.org, and good luck!